Okay, so hello, Boji Stone group. How are you today? Can you take a minute to breathe with me, please, while I shuffle the cards? Get myself situated here. So what we're going to do today is just going to be a general reading, timeless. No specific sign or anything like that. This is just a reading that, whenever you find this reading, it is meant for you. If it resonates, it's yours. If it does not, do not try to make it fit. That will do more harm than good. You'll hear me say things like she, he, they, them, female, male. It's just energy. It's literally just energy. I don't mean, specific gender by that. And the same thing kind of applies to the signs. If you hear me state that there is a sign attached to a reading and you don't know anyone who has that particular sign, don't worry about it, let it go. That means that that particular element of the reading is not yours. However, if the reading is resonating for you, and I call out a sign and you're like, oh, damn, that's me, or oh, damn, that's my person. Hey, that's a confirmation for you. Okay. I cannot stress enough. Do not try to make the details fit. If you do not understand them in your life at this moment, it could very well be that these are energies that have not come into play yet, and you just don't need to stress on it until they do. When they do come into play, that's when you can come back and go, oh yeah, I remember Missy saying that in that reading. Okay. All right. So let's take a minute to listen to breathing. And we'll go ahead and see what your message is. Okay. After I flip some cards, I'm going to pull a few charms as well. This is where you will get specific messages for your sign. If you are meant to have one, you'll see what I mean when I actually get to the charm portion. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you need to do to help the channel grow. I'm new here. I need all the help that I can. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And let's see what they have to say. So let's talk about the Boji Stone first. Boji Stone is all about balance, as you can see just from the colors alone on that card. This is about getting into an alignment with Mama Earth, getting yourself back into balance. So there's something going on here where you're out of alignment. Or you were out of alignment. I can't get over the colors of this card. I got to be honest. The colors are so bright. If this is talking about being out of alignment, it's getting ready to balance. Like you're really putting in the work. Like this might actually have been past energy, to be honest with you, only because these colors are just so bright to me. I really don't feel as if things are so much out of balance. It actually feels like this is energy that's dissipating. Maybe you still feel it, but for me, at least, it doesn't feel quite so. Like if you were to look at like scales, right? The scales would be evenly balanced, right? It's not feeling like it's that imbalanced to me. It feels like if there is still some imbalance, it's almost balanced out. All right. I also feel these feel like arms to me. That's one of the things about this particular deck with the crystal oracle. These are crystal devas. And so, they represent the energy of, or the spirit of the crystal. And so in this particular deva, his arms are up. He looks as if he's in prayer or in devotion. And so this is one of the reasons that I feel that if there is still an imbalance, it's literally leaving your energy as we speak. And I think this has to do with a lot of the prayer and devotion in your own spirit. This is what you've been doing. I think this is representing you. Like if your aura if there was a photograph of your aura, this is what it would look like. So we have the lovers. Interesting. That's actually very, very interesting that that's coming out with this Boji Stone. So more than likely, you're probably coming into alignment with someone else. Some type of relationship, commitment, something. Ooh, possibly with an air sign. So this particular Queen of Swords, she's sitting on, this is the Game of Thrones Tarot. And so she's sitting on the famous throne. And that throne does not look very comfortable, does it? Not at all. So whoever this is that you're coming into alignment with, it's possible that maybe they're not comfortable in the position, they have the position of authority, but it could be that this is a difficult position in some way. That's kind of how it feels to me. We're going to take those. Like maybe whoever this is, they're not, well, she looks comfortable. Oh, then look, you've got the Empress. Interesting. I feel like we're going to put that right there. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. So if you follow the story for Game of Thrones, this is a Daenerys, the Khaleesi, right? She is the rightful queen. She is the rightful heir to the throne. And if you're looking at this Queen of Swords, you've got Cersei, the bitch queen, sitting on the throne. So this, I got to be honest, when I'm reading this, like, even though this is the lovers and it's depicting a couple and it's talking about coming into alignment, and I do feel like you're coming into alignment with someone. Here's the thing. This particular queen, like I said, this throne is not comfortable at all. And although she looks comfortable sitting on this throne, I was immediately picking up that the throne itself is not comfortable. And then when I see the Empress come out depicting Daenerys, I know that the reason this throne is uncomfortable for Cersei is because she does not belong there. So whatever this situation is, you're coming into alignment with someone or something. Possibly it is that you're coming into alignment with this throne, right? Like maybe you are this Empress, you are the rightful person to be sitting in this seat or in this position. And maybe that's something that's going to be, look, you've got Temperance on the bottom of the deck. So this is, again, it's about balance and coming into alignment, but this is also healing. And as you can see, he's studying and he's putting a lot of work in. And that's also what the Eight of Pentacles is about. So the reason that you're coming into alignment with this position is because of the work that you put in. If it's not a position and it's a person, it's also because of the work that you put in, but it's not physical work. This would be more mental and emotional work. But let's get a few more cards just to finish out the spread, just to see what else they have to say. Okay. So now we've got two nines. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and we've got the Nine of Cups. This is, and by the way, this Nine of Pentacles is sitting in the center position because we're going to get three more cards for this reading. So that means the central energy or the main focus of this particular reading has to do with success. It has to do with independence. It has to do with wealth. Yeah, this is success over the hard work that you put in. Having the Nine of Cups here, this is self-fulfillment, right? Creating fulfillment of the wishes on your own when it's next to the Nine of Pentacles. So basically all of this work that you put in, you're creating your own wealth, abundance, prosperity, independence, as well as satisfaction for the wishes that you are trying to create, some sort of dream that you have, that you've been working towards. Okay, so now we've got the Strength coming under the Eight of Pentacles. So again, this is courage attached to all of this work that you put in to come into alignment here. We've got the Six of Cups underneath the Nine of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords. So the interesting thing about the Six of Cups is that it talks about nostalgia, right? The good old days, memories of the past. And it's depicted here with Jon Snow and I can never remember his sister's name, but that's it, Sansa. So this is Jon Snow and Sansa Stark, right? They're siblings. And for a while, there's something going on with the siblings where they're separated and because he's at the wall and she's, in King's Landing, and there's all these issues going on that are like traumatic for both of them, right? But then after a while, they meet back in King's Landing, their home, and they have a conversation. So, this particular spread could be talking about maybe whoever this is that's sitting in this position that you feel is yours. This is probably someone that's either a family member, a friend that's like a sibling, somebody that's a peer of yours. And I think you need to have a conversation with them. It could actually be a sibling, like I say, and maybe there's something going on in the family where they feel that you have some authority that should be theirs. And this is where a conversation needs to come in. But if it's not a family or romance situation, that this is a business situation where some person is sitting in your position. Some person has the job that you should be having. So let's get one more card to see what the final outcome is here. And then we'll pull some charms. All right. All right. So we've got the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which talks about being overwhelmed and burdened. And the final outcome is the Two of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. And it's interesting because you've got the Ten of Swords literally says traitor. I'm actually going to put these right here. So you feel like whoever this person is over here, you feel that they've betrayed you. You feel that however it is that they've betrayed you, it's cost you in some way. That it's been unfair, like maybe you've put more work in than they have, and so maybe they're getting more of the rewards. Again, I can't help but go back to a business situation or a family situation where maybe one person has authority in this situation, but you feel like maybe you've earned it, and the other person hasn't, for whatever reason. But there's some sort of burden attached to this, like whatever this position is, I feel like it really is a heavy burden for either one of you, whoever it is that's sitting in this position on this throne. It's a heavy burden. It's a heavy burden that probably has a lot of aspects to it that you just are sick and tired of, and you'd rather not be attached to. So I'm kind of wondering why you're jealous of them being in that position to begin with. And then you've got the Hierophant. So also this position is going to require you to have a lot of wisdom. So maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe you're upset because you feel that you have more wisdom than the person who's there. I don't know if that's true or not. We do have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So, and then the Four of Swords. And then you got Temperance again. So I'm going to stop it with Temperance here, only because that talks about the need to balance things out. There's a need for healing here. But these two knights, this Knight of Wands, he's not reliable. You know, he's typically in and out, in and out. You like, he'll promise things and then not follow through on the promises. And then the Knight of Swords is someone who typically has a bad temper. So I got to be honest with you. Do you have the, like, if you're sitting there and you're looking at somebody sitting in this position and you're like, I should be there, right? I feel like there's one of two reasons why you're saying that. Either number one, you're saying I should be there because I have the better temperament. I'm the one who has more patience. I have the wisdom. I have the experience. I have, XYZ qualifications that would make me the better candidate for this position. That's all fine and good, but you need to understand that whatever this position is, it has a heavy responsibility to it. I feel like it's kind of saying, are you sure that this is a position you want, or is it just jealousy that's got you here? I just have to call it the way that I see it, because it does feel like there's a little bit of jealousy at play, only because of the way these two kind of came out and with the storyline behind the Game of Thrones. Now, if it's the other way around, right? If you feel like you need to be in this position, but you don't have these qualifications. In other words, you don't have the wisdom that's needed. Although this dude, I can't remember his name, Varys or whatever his name is, he was the master of spies. So that was the reason that he had the wisdom that he had, because he used underhanded tactics to be able to get what he wanted. Like he was able to, he had little spies everywhere, right? So maybe there's some aspect of this position, especially, let's look at this from the terms of, she's a queen, right? You can't get to the position of being a queen without stepping on some people, which is exactly what this dude has to do in order to gain the knowledge and the information that he gains to be able to manipulate things from behind the scenes the way that he does. It's the reason that he holds the power that he does in the entire series. So, maybe you're looking at this and going, well, I should be in this position, but do you have the heart to be like this? Because maybe that's what's needed to be in that position. And this could be a little bit of a warning, because it is talking about, this is the foundation of the matter. These are the energies that are creating all of this right here. So if you are coming into alignment with this position, just be prepared that you are going to need to carry some serious wisdom, patience. You cannot be having an attitude or be confrontational in whatever this position is. You're going to need, the utmost patience, the utmost control, and you're going to have to be extremely reliable in this position. You cannot flake out. You cannot make promises that you do not keep. So if you're able to do all that and keep all of that in mind, I think that this would be something that's very positive for you, especially because of the Boji Stone, because it does say you are coming into alignment with this. But, like I said, there is a little bit of a warning to it. I am going to get one final card just because I do feel like I just want to know, like, what is the actual advice here, really? You've got the Tower. So, and then this particular tower, to me, it always feels like the dire wolf is like howling up at the tower, like, and the way that it feels when I look at it right now, this feels sorrowful. So the tower is about unexpected, something that comes in that, some people are prepared for it, others aren't. Like typically in the traditional tarot, when you see the Tower card, you'll see one person jumping out of the tower to try and save himself, but the other person is literally falling out of the tower because he didn't heed the warning signs, right? This particular tower, you've got this red in the background, you've got the wolf howling, the mountain looks dark, there's something on top of the mountain that kind of looks like spikes or something that's sharp and pointy and dangerous to me. So when I'm looking at this particular tower, I feel like this is a warning that you may not be too happy about this position if you do end up achieving it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the charms. Give me 1 second. Okay. I apologize for that. Someone came to the door. So let me finish. More than likely, I'll have to put those couple of minutes out where I was gone. Someone came to the door and I was having a very nice conversation. Okay. So as you can see, we're going to pull some charms. So let me explain real quick how I read the charms. This is an astrology wheel, and I like to read my charms the way that I would a transit chart. So let me explain the wheel real quick. As you can see, this outer wheel here, or the outer ring, has the astrological signs. Then we have in the next ring the planets that are associated with each sign. Then we have the modality, the element, and in the very center we have the flower of life. And so what I like to do is set it at Aries, the way that you would for a astrological chart. This is going to be, first house through 12th. Any charms that land in the outer ring, I'm going to read that as energy coming in the way that I would transits. Anything that lands in the very center is going to be read as the focus for everyone. And any charms that land on a specific sign will be a special message for that sign. So go ahead and get started. Okay. All right. So to start off with, we have Capricorn in the very center of the reading. So there's going to be a lot of hard work for everyone, but I do think this hard work is going to pay off because we also have the $10 bill. We have the money rune. And then we also have the guitar in the very center. So I feel like this is just all around positive for everyone. If there's not actual money coming in for everyone who's watched this particular reading, then there's some sort of abundance that comes in from hard work. But again, this totally makes sense because with this reading in particular, we were talking about how the hard work that you've put in is really, it's bringing you into alignment. So obviously this is being reiterated again here in the center. So now let's start with Aries. So we have for Aries a couple of very small runes. We've got the star, we've got the moon, we've got a bundle of grapes, we've got the number 6 domino, we have the footprints and the dolphin. So the dolphin talks about joy, fun, happiness. Footprints has to do with support, leaving your mark, right? This can be support coming in that helps you on a new beginning. You do have the number 6 with the moon and the star. So you do feel like this is an emotional, it doesn't feel so much, I mean, there is money for everybody, but I feel for Aries, this is more of an emotional abundance. There's something coming in that's going to be very positive, like some sort of support, help, something, some sort of gift, something that's going to support you, make you feel positive, joyful. Yeah, it feels very emotional. So for Taurus, we have the ballerina, and it just happens to have the cloud charm wrapped around her. So with Taurus, so the ballerina talks about, ballerinas, they're specially trained dancers, right? So it talks about having to perform in some way, perform in some special way. So there's something that you still need to do in order to perform that maybe you're unclear about, maybe you're uncertain about it. Maybe you feel as if you have to do some sort of some sort of special something, some sort of special move or trick. You just don't know exactly what it is yet. It literally feels like there's going to be something where you're going to have you're going to have to be like on your toes. You're going to have to be ready to go. It's just not certain what it is yet because of the clouds. Whatever it is, you'll have to be on your toes. You'll have to move quickly, and you'll have to be graceful. Ballerinas are very graceful. Gemini doesn't really have anything that hit their sign. For Cancer, you have the mushroom. You've got the question mark, and you've got the number 7 die, which is a 6 and a 1. So the numbers 6, 1, and 7 might be important for Cancer. But with this mushroom, this is all about like magic, wishes, dreaming, fantasy, fairy tales. But then you've got this question mark here, right? So the number 7 in numerology has to do with like being on path. It's also the number in some cultures that represents God. And it can also be a number that has to do with like luck, right? 777 would be, you know, a winning, if you were to gamble, right? You're on the slot machine, 777 would be a winning number. And so, I don't know, I feel like there's some sort of element of luck, wishing, gambling, fantasy, fairy tale. There's something that you are maybe creating or trying to create because of this fantasy fairy tale aspect with the mushroom. And they're saying that you're on the right track with the number 7. It could be a new beginning in money because the 6 is the number of Venus, but it has to do with like money. It also could be a new beginning in love. The number 1 is a new beginning. The number 6 is the number of Venus, which is love and money. You have this question mark here. So maybe you're uncertain of it. You're uncertain of like, should you take this chance? Is it just a fairy tale? Am I, you know, falling for something that's not solid or real? Is kind of how it feels. All right, so let's move on to Leo. Leo has the swan, the wolf, and the $1 bill. I feel like Leo's making small changes. So the swan is about it's about beauty, but it's also about transformation, right? The story of the ugly duckling. Swans are also about love, twin flame energy. So maybe it could be that you're hearing some news because the wolf is howling. And also the wolf is straddling Virgo. So you could be dealing with a Virgo. And by the way, you do have the music symbol. So, you know, there could be like transformation, music, the wolf howling. It could be that maybe you're getting messages through music or something. Small changes to something creative. Maybe you're hearing about small changes that need to be made. And so, like it doesn't, because you know, music is harmony, right? So there's this harmony coming in with the music. There's also creativity with music, but it's coming in the outer influences. So whatever these small changes are, it feels like maybe they're bringing in some sort of harmony. It could be that you're hearing, or maybe, you know what, I feel like with this wolf, it could be that these small changes that you're making are probably like other people are talking about it. And the only reason that I say that is because this wolf just happens to be straddling both Virgo and Leo. So and the way that it was sitting, it does feel like maybe Virgo is giving Leo information to help Leo make small changes that bring in harmony later on, like several weeks to a couple of months down the line. All right. And so Virgo is also about healing. So these could be healing changes, but now we're going to move on to Virgo with the wolf. So Virgo has the wolf, the microscope, the airplane, and then you've got the $100 bill. So with these together, I feel like what it's saying is like, you know, the microscope is all about details. Virgo is about details anyway. So I feel like Virgo is giving the details to someone, giving the information to someone, providing the details, providing something to someone, and it's very abundant for Virgo. I think it helps them to create wealth. Also, it helps them to you know, there's travel associated. I mean, there could be like if you're a Virgo, you could actually be traveling on vacation or to someplace luxurious because of it's the airplane came out with the $100 bill. But more so than that, I feel like whatever this information is that you're giving, it's like it helps you to move on, or it helps maybe the person that you're giving the information to be able to move on to bigger and better and more luxurious things. Like it's some sort of the details and the information that you're giving is strategic in some way, strategic to help people to move on, move up, move into a bigger, better place. Maybe you're like a financial advisor in some way, or some sort of planner or something. And then it's attached to Libra. So Libra, the energy of Libra is, you know, it's like right there in the center of the zodiac. And so it's about balance. It's also the scales of justice. So maybe whatever these details are that are attached to Libra have to do with some sort of legal situation, or maybe it's just that you're giving, you know, details to the people around you because the wolf was touching both Leo, but then the airplane and the $100 bill are touching Libra, which means the people in Virgo's immediate vicinity are somehow being able to prosper from the information that Virgo is giving, which brings abundance to them. And so we're going to go ahead and move on past Libra, because I feel like that just explained it all for Libra as well as Virgo and Leo. Scorpio has the scales of justice, which are somehow attached to Sagittarius. So you might be dealing with the Sagittarius. Oh, one thing. So we do have the Rado charm sitting here above Libra. I'm just going to backtrack for a minute, and I apologize for this. So this is the movement rune. This is literally like the car rune. If I was to just have this rune by itself, and I was to ask like, what can I expect today? And this was the rune that I got, I would think to myself, okay, well, I'm going to get in my car and go somewhere, right? And so it's interesting that that comes out with Libra and the airplane, where, you know, there could be some travel attached. Like you may actually be traveling someplace, you know, for fun or whatever. Could be for healing as well. Could be for justice if it has to do with these details in this Virgo or whatever. It could mean that there is going to be some sort of movement in your situation that will help you to move on to bigger and better things, that's more abundant, more luxurious. But then, okay, so now we're going to move on to Scorpio. So now Scorpio has the water rune in the reverse in the outside influences with the Libra charm, which is the scales of justice, straddling both Scorpio and Sagittarius. And we have the Made with Love charm on Sagittarius. So I feel like these two are going to be connected in some way. Has to do with emotion, because this is the water rune. You've got the Made with Love charm here. So maybe the emotions need to be balanced. It could be that you're a Scorpio who has Sagittarius placements, or vice versa. Maybe you're a Scorpio who's dealing with a Sagittarius. There could be changes and a new beginning attached to this that is around love or money, because this domino is the number 6 domino, which is a 5 and 1. 5s are changes, 1s are new beginnings, and 6 have to do with money or love. And this whole reading has been basically about money to begin with. So possibly there's some sort of balance coming in with money, that money in a love or romantic situation. Okay. There could be problems attached to that. Maybe someone isn't being honest about how they feel. I don't know. Actually, you know what, now that I'm saying that, someone might not be honest about how they feel in a romantic situation, but they don't really want to leave because of the money situation. Just putting it out there. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Capricorn. We've got the dollar bill, and we've got the I will charm on Capricorn. So I feel like Capricorn's just basically, you know, they're earning their money. Like you're putting your will behind it. Like you are determined, and your determination is definitely going to pay off, because you do have the dollar bill there. It may seem like small, whatever the abundance is that's coming in, it may be small, but I think it's going to come in. It'll be a flow, like small payments that will add up. basically because of your determination. And then for Aquarius, the I will charm is actually straddling your house as well. And both Capricorn and Aquarius are ruled by Saturn. Aquarius does have the lizard charm, as well as the $5 bill that's straddling its house, as well as Pisces. Then you've got the I choose strength and the chicken. So chickens are all about like, well, you know, fear, but not just fear, like being chicken. It's also food, right? Abundance, eggs, you know, all of those type of things. Lizards are like creative energy. That's fire energy. You've got the I choose strength and the I will card with the money. So, you know, I think there is some abundance coming in for Aquarius, but it's going to be directly attached to your courage, your will, your courage to be creative, and I think to be unique also, your will to succeed. Keep going. Don't let fear or like, because I choose strength with this chicken, that's like fear, right? You need to have courage. Don't let fear get you down. Be creative, and just be yourself, and you will have, you know, the abundance that you're looking for. So Pisces, you have the $5 bill, the key with the heart charm, and that grapes was for Aries. So the $5 bill with the key, and it's the key with the open heart, or the feathered heart, the winged heart, I should say. So this is about solutions, right? With the $5 bill, I feel like these are going to be, you know, they're not minor, they're not huge solutions, but whatever these solutions are that are coming in for Pisces, they'll be big enough so that you'll be able to feel it with that $5 bill. It's not the smallest denomination, but it's not the largest. It's somewhere in between, middle of the road. So there is some solution coming in for you, but maybe not the major solution that you're looking for. It's just some relief coming to you. Okay. And one thing I did forget to mention for Taurus, there is growth coming so for Taurus, whatever this move or maneuver or something where you have to stay on your toes and think quickly on your feet, it's going to be bringing growth in, because you do have this rune here in the outer influences, which is the rune of growth or fertility. So, you know, there is growth to be had. It's just a couple of weeks or months out. So stick to it and think, you know, keep thinking on your feet. Don't let the confusion get to you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop this reading. And I hope that helps. I hope you found some sort of clarity or answers for your situation. If not, stick around. Maybe one of the other readings could answer your question. Let me take a minute to breathe.